Hello, as I promised, I'm making a short video covering the topic, the commands that we were covering last class on the command line, and also working through the examples that we worked on the class. So let's start by creating a folder, and to do that we use the make clear command. So I'm going to create a folder named, let's say today it's carrot. So I have my carrot folder. I'm going inside the folder by using the cd command, which stands for change directory. So cd carrot. Never forget the space between the commands and the arguments. Very important. Now I'm going to see where am I actually, like what's the path to the directory where I am now. And to do that I use the pwd command, which stands for path to working directory, so the directory where you are now. Now I'm going to create a file, an empty file, and to do that I use the touch command. I'm going to call the file, wow, that's a nice veggie. Mushroom. So we have mushroom.txt. I'm also going to create another folder, the folder spinach, and I'm going to check what's inside the carrot folder. So I'm using the command ls, and I see that there's the file named mushroom.txt and the spinach folder. They have different colors, like if it's all white it's a file, if it's colored blue it's a folder. I can also use ls-a to see if there are any invisible files, and there are no really invisible files, but you see that there's like that dot and then double dot that exists in all folders. Like the dot stands for the current directory, so if you do cd dot you stay in the same thing, in the same place. If you do cd double dot you go one directory above, so to the parent directory, which in this case is my desktop. So I'm going back to carrot now. What else? So if I want to see the contents of mushroom.txt, I can use this cat command, that stands for concatenate, and there's nothing there, it's empty. So now I'm going to actually write something in there, and I'm going to use this echo command. So just starting with the echo basically will just write whatever you give it in a string afterwards. So it will just output that, like hello. So I'm going to write hello in the mushroom file. So to do that I use this redirection command, where I redirect the output of echo to the mushroom.txt file. And now let's check again what are the contents. Hello is there. Now the thing with this redirection command is that it will, as the output of whatever command is on the I'm so bad with my hands, on the left hand side, so in this case the output of echo, it will add it to the file and delete everything that is in there. So if I redirected the output of echo again to mushroom.txt, in this case it's bye, that's the only thing that's going to stay there. The hello will be deleted, and we can see that like it's only bye now. So if instead of writing just the output of that echo command I want to append it, I need to use two arrows. So let's write now again hello and append that to mushroom.text. Let's check the content again. Now I have by and then hello that I appended. So one arrow, it deletes everything that's in the file and just puts the contents of the output of the command on the left hand side. Double arrow, it appends to the file. So whatever is in there stays there, and the output of the echo command in this case is added. So if I want to move a file, I use the command move, and now I'm going to move the mushroom file to what was the other folder I created, to spinach. So the first argument for the move function is whatever I want to move, so the path to that thing that I want to move, and the second argument is the destination place, so in this case the folder spinach. And let's check the contents of the carrot folder. There's only the folder spinach now. Let's check what's inside spinach, and to do this I just do ls spinach, so the name of the folder with contents I want to check, or the path to that folder, which in this case is just spinach. And yes, mushroom is there. And if I want to copy something, it's the same thing, but it's the cp command instead of mv. What else? I think I covered all the commands that we actually use in the class. So now on to Vim. So Vim is a text editor that works on the terminal or the command line, and I'm going to create. I'm going to spinach now. Another thing, like when you're typing the name of a file or folder, if you type the first few letters and then press tab, it will autocomplete like I just wrote mu, and because there's nothing in that directory that starts with mu, I press tab and it writes mushroom.text. So let's use Vim to open mushroom.text file, and now we are inside Vim, and Vim has two modes basically. It actually has at least a third, but we don't need that here. One is insert mode. When you enter Vim, you press I, and you're in insert mode. You can see that at the bottom. It says insert now. And now you can actually write. Like I'm going to write some more stuff. Apples, bananas, oranges, mangoes, pears, ananas, and that's it, nothing else. And then there's also the command mode. And to enter the command mode, you press escape, and now we can, for instance, jump to a new line. For any command you press colon, so you see the colon appears like at the bottom on the left side, and then the name of the line you want to go to. So I'm going to say I want to go to line 2, and you see that the cursor is there now, like over hello. Or I want to go to line 10, and I go to the last line because there's no line 10, so it just goes to line 8. Or I want to save and exit, and to do that I press colon and then WQ, which stands for write and quit, and I press enter and I exit. And if I check the contents of mushroom, it saves what I added. So let's go back to the file, and let's change it a bit more. I'll say right here, what's a nice veggie that I kinda like? Rucola. And now if I want to exit and not save, I press colon and Q and then exclamation mark, and I exit. Now let's check the contents of mushroom. You see that rucola doesn't show up in the beginning. It wasn't saved. This is basically Vim. And now I just messed up. And because I messed up, you're going to learn a new command, which is when you're in command mode, you press U and it undoes everything you did. I think that's fine. I undid everything I did. Yeah, and that's it. This is me. So now another one of the last exercise that we did, we made a shell script or a bash script. So basically when you're googling something related to command line, you might want to google something like how to do this in bash or in shell scripts or just in the command line. I'm not really sure which is more useful. I usually use bash. How to do something in bash. So let's create that shell script, and to do that I'm going to use Vim and create a script called commands.sh, and this sh it's because this is a shell script. This is going to be a shell script, this file. Also, if you use Vim and a name of a file that doesn't exist yet, it creates the file for you. I mean, you have to save and exit to save before exiting at the end. So you see, like you're at the bottom on the left, you see commands.sh, and you see that it's a new file. And okay, so the exercise was to create a shell script where you, let me see the description, create a folder named potato. Inside the folder potato, you create a file named potato files and the folder tomato. Then you write hello to the potato file. You add goodbye to the potato file without deleting hello. And then you move the potato file into tomato folder. So it's basically what we did, command by command, but now we put all the commands in the shell script. And then we execute the shell script. So it does all these commands by itself. And this is really useful when you want to automate something. Like one use that I did recently was I had like 100 files in different folders with very specific names, and I wanted to copy all those files to just one folder. So I just made a shell script to do that for me. Of course that involved variables and loops that I'm not going to teach you here. But yes, that's one use. So let's see, let's create the folder potato using the make clear command. Then let's go inside potato using the cd command. Let's create a file named potato file using the touch command. Let's create the folder tomato using the make clear command. Now let's write hello into the potato file, and let's append or add goodbye to the potato file. Forget 2 arrows. Let's type that. And now let's move to be consistent with the description. Let's move the potato file, potato file.txt to the tomato folder. I think this is fine. So I'm going to as insert mode because I press I when I open Vim. And I'm going into command mode by pressing escape. So the insert is not, there's no insert written at the bottom on the left anymore. I'll press colon W Q for write and quit, and I'm out. I'm going to check the contents of commands.sh to see if all my commands are there. Yes, they are. So now I'm going to execute the script, and to do that I'm going to use the command sh that is used to run shell scripts, and I'm going to give it the name of my script, commands.sh, and let's check the contents of this directory actually. ls, and let's execute the commands.sh script, see what happens. Tomato folder is not a directory. I got an error. I cannot move my potato file to tomato folder because it's not a directory. And this is because, let me open my file. Yes, I created the tomatoes directory. I didn't create a tomato folder. So I just have the name of my folder wrong here. I'm going to change it. And now because I didn't show you, but so the potato folder was created. And let me actually show what happens if I run the script again. So if I run the script again, it's going to complain that the directory potato already exists, and also the directory tomato, so I cannot create them as it already created them. So before everything, I'm going to remove the directory potato, but not on the script, because if the directory doesn't exist, it will also complain that it cannot remove it. So I'm going to remove it on the command line, and to do that I use the arm command with the 5 -r and then potato. And the rm command stands for remove, and you need to be very careful when you use it, because whatever you delete using the rm command, it's gone forever. Like, it's not going to the trash bin or anywhere else. It's just gone. So be very careful before using it, and if possible, just avoid it. The -r thing, it's because we are deleting a directory, so it needs to delete its contents recursively, which means first it deletes the files and then it deletes the folder. If you don't use this, it will just, let me show you actually. So if I just do rm potato, it says cannot remove potato because it is a directory. You need to use a -r5 so that it first removes the files inside and then removes the directory. So let's see if direct potato is here. Nope, it's gone. Awesome. So let's run again my commands script. Okay, no errors. Great. Let's see what's inside. So we have the potato. Let's see what's inside potato. We have tomato. See what's inside tomato. We have the potato file. Let's now check the contents for the potato file. Hello and goodbye. I quit it. And let's see all these dashes. They just separate folders within folders. So you have like tomato inside potato, and then the potato file inside the tomato folder. So you have like parent folder potato, child folder tomato, and then file inside the child folder potato file. So you're basically just going down a tree. Maybe you remember that thing that I draw on the whiteboard. Can I do it here? There? No. Is there anything to make drawings here? Unfortunately. What did I do? No. Okay. So you just have to believe me. That yeah. Also, I'm on my desktop. I'm on the spinach folder here, which is inside carrot, which is inside the desktop, which is inside my home directory. It still stands for my home directory. Okay, So this is basically it. Just one last thing, if I want to see what's the output of each command, I can use this command set -x, which so this will be an interactive session if I understand it right, and you'll see what are the commands that are being executed inside the script actually, and what are their outputs. It's not very, so let me remove again potato, because no, this is crazy. Okay, set -x, no, set +x. Okay, so to disable this interactive mode you use set +x. So but this script is not very interesting right now. Let me remove potato. -r potato. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, you can see all the things that are going on when you when you run the rm potato. What's going on? Such a mess. Anyways, I'm going to go back to commands and add a few more commands that will print something to the command line. So for instance, I'm going to do an ls here to see what's inside the folder potato after creating the potato file in the tomato folder, and then a pwd here to see where I am. What else? Here I'm gonna check the contents of the potato file, and let's now run this again with the set -x command to see what's actually going on. I might see that I'm just going through commands in my history. I'm using the arrows on the keyboard. You have like arrows top, down, up, and left and right. I just use the top arrow, like that points up, and I go up through my commands in historical order. Yeah, you have this history command actually. Let me see. Not like this. The history of all your commands. As you can see, I have like over 1,000 commands right here. Okay, back to executing my commands. Oh, this is what happens when you do autocomplete. Super complicated. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe using interactive was not a good idea, except for what I'm about to do. Anyways, running the commands script, I can see, or maybe not see. No, why is it not working properly? Why is it not showing what I want? Okay, I don't remember I did this in class. Set yes. Okay, nice, or not so nice. But so let me run the commands. Command -x. Yeah, I have all my output from the pwd, output from the ls, and the contents of the file. We'll do just one last try. Nah, not working as I wanted. Okay, I think I'll give up. This is weird. Anyways, I hope you understood. You got a good overview about what we covered in class about the command line. And good luck with your homework. Anything, just ask.